All of us, whether we're paid coaches or just trusted confidants, screw up problem solving all the time. The following are the 6 worst ways that you could respond to someone coming to you with a problem on their hands. Advising.
I've been so stressed out lately and really angry.
Hey, let me stop you right there. Have you tried breath work?
Look, at first glance, advice may not seem like a bad thing to do, and there's definitely a time and a place for it. It is a problem when your conversation partner communicates a strong feeling or they're coming to you with an actual problem. By jumping to problem solving, it communicates a lack of confidence in their ability to solve their own problems.
What do you think is going on?
Avoiding.
I'm having a hard time being consistent in here. I'm not even sure what I'm training for.
Oh, dude, you're good. You're good. Well, tell you what, let's just make a workout that you really like. We can even do it together. It'll just be the stuff that you like to do.
Avoiding or changing the subject clearly communicates that you don't want to talk about it. Redirecting at first can seem successful, but unacknowledged thoughts from your conversation partner don't typically go away just because you've distracted them.
First of all, thanks for sharing that. 2, know that that's totally normal. And what do you say that after we train, we spend a little time just talking about why you think that is?
Storytelling.
I mean, the weekends are just really tough for me, especially mapping out meals, sticking to meal plan. Kids get in the way, we're eating snacks and just really overeating as a family.
Of course, of course. You know, I can remember a time when I experienced something very similar. The year was 1998.
Look, sharing your own story, turns out, doesn't actually help. I know why you're doing it. You're thinking that by sharing something that seems somewhat similar, that you're empathizing with them, but it doesn't work like that. It just makes it sound like their story isn't good enough. Sit with their experience instead of sharing your own.
Hey, thanks for telling me that.
Expert explaining.
Seems like every time I snatch, it hurts my shoulder.
You know, with a proper enough grip, the shoulder should circumduct as it's designed to. The seminal study by Siegfried and Roy in '08 shows us that with...
Using facts, technical language, or anything else to make it seem like you know more than they do rarely works. I get why you're doing it. You want to come across credible. You want to give logic and reasoning to help them make a decision. But imagine where the conversation goes after this response. I'll tell you, the conversation stops right then and there.
Totally. Tell me what you think is going on.
Analyzing.
I'm just having a really hard time finding relationships that are authentic and not very surface level.
Well, would it be safe to say that you're suffering from an avoidant attachment style stemming from the generational sin of your parents?
When we play the role of an amateur psychoanalyst and analyze and interpret, the conversation stops dead in its tracks. Even if you're right, which you're likely not, it does nothing to help the person across from you.
Relationships are hard. Why do you think this is happening?
Sympathizing.
I spend so much time scrolling after everyone goes to bed, watching the dumbest things.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. It's okay. Maybe you could try looking on the bright side.
It's very tempting to try to make others feel better by talking them out of their feelings, minimizing their difficulties, and even denying the seriousness of their problems. Don't do that. Observe what you see happening and get comfortable with hearing negative feelings. The truth is that they're not about you.
I hear the anger in your voice, and I can tell you're really frustrated with how this is going.
So what do all these good responses have in common? Acknowledging what's going on, whether you agree with it or not, listening further, and trying to get them to expand the thought process of what's going on in a way that you can fully understand them. You want them to get to the problem solving themselves, not become reliant on you. This has been a monumental statement about incremental change brought to you by the good people at BPR.
Subscribe!